In this video, we will discuss participles, and we have already discussed the infinitive and the gerund. So I would want the student to go through the videos on infinitives and gerunds, and the video on the non-finite and the finite verb, right? Because this will help him better understand the concept of participles. So let's read it. Participles are the forms of verbs that act like adjectives. So we have seen that gerunds act like nouns, and here we have participles that basically act like adjectives, right? They basically qualify something. So participles are forms of verbs that act like adjectives. In other words, participles modify a noun or a pronoun. There are two types of participles: the present participle and the past participle. The present participle ends in ing, the past participle ends in ed, en, and slash dash d, so on and so forth. So this is again, the disappointed man did not wish to speak to anyone. The participle disappointed acts like an adjective modifying the noun man here. So even if you remove this, the man did not wish to speak to anyone. So here the man is the subject, the verb is did, right? Did not wish, and to speak becomes the infinitive, right? And this to is basically the preposition, because this to speak is the infinitive, and this to is followed by the pronoun, and therefore this is basically the preposition, and this is the object of the preposition. And disappointed is basically acting like an adjective. It is a participle modifying the man. So the disappointed man did not wish to speak to anyone, right? The wandering gypsies met a hermit. The participle wandering acts like an adjective modifying the noun gypsies, right? So you can say, let's remove the adjective wandering. The gypsies met a hermit, right? Met is basically the verb in the past tense, and gypsies is the noun. And this wandering is basically modifying the noun gypsies, and therefore it is nothing but a participle, right? Heartbroken, she walked out of the room. So we have seen that in these two cases, we have always had the adjective coming before the noun, and because these are forms of the verb, we call them participles. Many a time they may not come very close to the noun, and this heartbroken basically is modifying the pronoun she. Heartbroken, she walked out of the room. The participle heartbroken acts like an adjective modifying the pronoun she, right? So unlike adjectives, which are always placed close to the noun or the pronoun they modify, the participles may not be always very close. They might come a little away from the things they modify. We will see that in participle phrases. The burning bush had a profound impact on Moses. The burning bush. So here we have the noun burning, and sorry, the noun bush, and burning is basically acting as a participle because it is modifying the noun bush. So the bush had a profound impact on Moses, or you can say the burning bush, where burning becomes the participle. So we have seen that gerunds and infinitives and participles are the forms of the verb, and because they don't act like the main verb of the sentence, they are basically known as non-finite verbs. We have seen gerunds, we have seen infinitives, we have seen participles. A better understanding of these is possible if we understand the difference between gerund phrase, participle phrase, right? Participial phrase and infinitive phrase. These phrases will help us better understand as to how to go ahead and write good sentences. Now we have understood the concept of the verb, how the verb has three different forms, and how these three different forms are different from the verb of a sentence, right? And now we will take in the next videos gerund phrase, participle phrase, and infinitive phrases in our video on phrases.